Welcome back. This is MTG Buddha. I've got today a box of 1992 Stadium Club Series 2. My local store didn't actually have the 2023 in yet, and so I bought this instead. So we're going to crack this thing open and see what we can find from some old Stadium Club. They also had some 1993, which I might go back and get. And crack that open just to see what I get out of it, because I kind of like cracking open the old boxes and stuff. I think they're fun. Hopefully these aren't going to be bricked up. I know sometimes when you get the old ones and you start opening them up, they kind of come out like they're pieces of brick. All the cards are stuck together. So hopefully these aren't going to be that way. I'm not exactly sure what all's in this set that is going to be valuable. But I always liked Stadium Club. It always seemed like a nice set. The photos were always really nice on it. So we'll kind of see what we can find here. So let's see. So this was the 92 design. So got a Jim Gaynor, nothing worth mentioning. We're just going to more or less go through and try to find players that are Hall of Famers and things like that. Let's see. I think these two, no, they didn't stick there. They're just, let's see. Who we got here? Tito Martinez. He was a good player back in the day. Let's see. We've got Julio Franco. He was a good player. He played for a long time too. Played into it well into his 40s. Let's see. I don't remember that guy. What else have we got? Well, they're not really sticking so much as like just kind of not wanting to come apart very well. Carlton Fisk. There you go. That's a classic. That's a really nice look at him in the White Sox as opposed to the Red Sox, which he was with for all those years. Let's see, so we got Steve Wapnick. Some of these guys I don't even really remember. Luis Soto. Brian Harvey. That looks like we got, no, okay. Thought we had a couple stuck together. Oh, we got a Brave, Mike Stanton. If you watch my videos, you know I'm a Braves fan, so any of the Braves will be going into a separate pile, and I will definitely be keeping them. Let's see. Jeff Bagwell. There we go. That's a nice one. I like that. And the quality is actually not too bad. I was afraid they might be damaged, like they might stick together and there might be some damage on them. And the box was all beat up, so I thought maybe they would be all beat up as well. But I think it might be his rookie card, because it looks like his career total is 156 games and he played 156 games in 91. So that might actually be his rookie card. So that one might actually be worth something. We're going to sleeve that one up. Because like I say, if that's his rookie, and it's in pretty good shape actually. So we might wind up sending that one to get graded if it's something that might be worth something. We'll see if it's got value, if it gets graded. Let's see, there we go. We got focus back. Mark Lemke, that's another Brave. Let's see. Eric Pappas. Don't remember him. And then we've got Brian Hunter. All right. So that's just kind of a rundown basically of that first pack. And the rest of the packs I'm kind of going to fly through the base without doing a whole lot of stopping, except for on players that maybe I recognize their names and everything, because we got a bunch of packs to get through here. So we're going to try to get through these. And these old ones are not the easiest to open sometimes. So I'm pretty safe to say these packs have not been searched, because wow, they do not want to come undone. Sometimes back in the day, you used to get the packs like this. People would steam them open and would search and find the good things, and then they put them back together. Pretty sure these did not have that done. With the way the box was beaten up, I thought maybe something like that might have happened, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So let's go ahead and flip club membership. All right, let's see what we can find here. All right. Okay, let's look for people we know. Maybe Bo Jackson will be in here. I think there's a King Griffey in Series 2. I'm pretty sure King Griffey's in Series 2. Derek Bell, he was... Oh, Cal... Okay, so there's one of the Members' Choice. Those, if I'm not mistaken, are like... Might be short prints of the day. So we've got a Members' Choice. It's got that little Members' Choice thing, and they're toward the end of the numbers. This set... Series 2, I believe, was from 301 to 600. There were 3 series for Top Stadium Club back in the day. They would have Series 1, Series 2, and Series 3, and each one would have 300 cards in it. So there were 900 cards actually in the 1993. Wow, the focus is not. There we go. There were 900 cards back in 1992's Top Stadium Club. There were 300 in each series, and there were 3 different series. So, well, my focus keeps going out. There we go. Constantly keep having to flip these around and everything, and it's messing with the focus, I think, because they keep getting closer and then farther away. And all right, so let's see, Chuck Finley. Trying to get the focus to work. Brady Anderson, he hit a lot of home runs one year. I'm pretty sure he was on steroids the year he did it. Let's see, there we go. All right. 2 cards there. All right, let's see, this was an Astro. Nope. Well, maybe having these cards in the back is throwing it off a little bit. We're going to scoot them over. There we go. Yeah, it keeps trying to focus on that card in the back. I think that's what it was. So we're going to scoot those off to the side. Gerald Young. All right, that one opened a little easier. Now, if only all the packs will open that easily. All right, let's go. Flip these. Let's see if we can get through these a little quicker. All right, so we got Rob Ducey. Oh, we got another member's choice. It's Jose Canseco. That's a nice photo. Back when mullets were still a thing. All right. Oh, do I have 2 cards stuck there? Yeah, I do have 2 cards stuck together there. That's, they weren't really stuck, but all right, it was another Oakland A, but still. So we got another member's choice. That's cool. Like I say, I think those might have been kind of like shorter printed cards toward the end of the checklist, because I know they put member's choice on certain cards in the set. I think there were only 10 in this set that have that member's choice. So they might have been a little harder to come across. Rob Dibble. I met Rob Dibble back in the day. He was really nice. He was one of the 3 closers that the Reds had back at the time that were so dominant, and they were known as the Nasty Boys. There's a Tom Glavine. I like that picture. That's nice. I'm going to set that one over here with my Braves. These members cards. All right. Let's see. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get through these packs a little bit quicker, maybe. Yeah, it looks like the back of them, they might show what the rookie card for the player looks like, too. So that's kind of cool. I guess since the Jeff Bagwell didn't, well, it does have a picture. That's the 91 Stadium Club design. So, or, yeah, so maybe his rookie card was in 91. So, let's set that over there. All right. Oh, we got another member's choice. This is a Will Clark. Maybe they're not as short printed as I thought they were, but I was thinking for some reason the member's choice used to be kind of hard to find back in the day. Like I say, I know there's only like 10 cards that have the member's choice on it. So we'll have to check after this and see if any of the cards are worth anything. We got a checklist here, so goes all the way up to number 600. If you notice these have a little asterisks, it's because those are the member's choice cards. So, all right. And they were designated for some of the more star players of the day. Eric Anthony, he was a rookie at one time that everybody was hot on, thinking he was going to be the next big thing. And then he just kind of fizzled out. Came up, he played really good for a little bit, and then just kind of never really heard from him again after that. Joe Oliver. Let's go through Jim Thome. That's a Hall of Famer. We'll sleeve the Thome up because he's in the Hall of Fame. All right, let's sleeve this Thome up. Tell you what, I think what I'm going to try is cutting the packs like this. See if maybe that makes it a little easier to get into them. Yeah, I think that we might try that. That worked a little better. So let's see. 2 cards stuck together. With these full photo ones, it's kind of like old photos, like Kodak. They stick together a little bit. There's a Will Clark again. It's kind of a cool looking card. Let's see. Another one of those members' choices. Cliff Young. Gary Gaetti. Let's see. Paul Murrow. See, I can't remember. Did he ever get in the Hall of Fame? I don't remember if he got in the Hall of Fame or not. I know he was one of the ones suspected of doing steroids and stuff. I don't know if he ever actually admitted it. I can't remember. But I know he had some really good numbers, but I think a lot of people thought he probably used steroids, so he might not have got in the Hall of Fame. I can't remember. I'll have to look into that. If you know, you can stick it in the comments and let me know. Let's see. Okay. These over to the side. Well, so it might be quicker, it might not. But at least they come out a little bit easier. And maybe the corners and stuff won't get damaged on them. So if I do find something worth anything. Let's see. What we got? Mark McGwire. There we go. That's an early McGwire. That would have been, let's see. Yeah. Would have been like probably fourth year. Still, it's a McGwire, so we'll sleeve that one up. I know he's another one of those that's probably not going to make the Hall of Fame. Here's the David Justice Members Club. That's nice. We'll sleeve that up. And I think they printed some of the players in multiple series. So I think like Griffey might have been in like all the series, and so might McGwire with different pictures and things. I can't remember. It's been so long since I opened these. The shop only had Series 2 from 1992. They did have a box of 1993 Series 1, which I might go back and get if they still have it, and do a video on it as well, and see what we can find out of it. But like I said, it's kind of going to depend on how this goes. John Franco, he was a good reliever back in the day. Phillips and Billy Hatcher. All right, let's go to this next pack. That one slid a little easier. All right, let's see if we can get through these. Got another checklist. Let's see. Gary DiSarcina. He was a quality, he was a good extra bench guy to have. Terry Pendleton. I actually have an autographed jersey of Pendleton when he was from his Cardinal days. Of course, he was an Atlanta Brave and won the MVP. Was it 93 or 94? It might have been 94 when he won the MVP. But yeah, he won an MVP as an Atlanta Brave. Don't think he'll ever make the Hall of Fame. He wasn't that good for his career, but he was definitely a star caliber player, but not a superstar necessarily, although he did win a MVP with the Braves. So Tom Goodwin. And all right, scoot these over. So this is probably going to be one of my longer videos, going through this whole box, especially as many packs as there were back in the day. A lot of times nowadays you only get like 20 packs and they only have like 8 cards a pack or 5 cards a pack or something. And back in the day we used to get a lot more cards out of a pack. So, and with these kind of sticking and being a little harder to open, takes a little bit longer, but we're going to try to go through it. And there we go. We got another member's choice. It's Cecil Fielder, the daddy of Prince. If I'm not mistaken, Cecil and Prince actually finished their career with the exact same number of home runs, which is kind of crazy to think. Because I think Prince had an injury that like kept him from playing longer. Because I think he retired fairly young. He might not have even been 30 when he retired. But yeah, I think that if I'm not mistaken, I saw a stat here a while back where it showed that they both finished their careers with the same number of home runs, which is kind of crazy. That a father and son playing in the majors, finishing their careers with the exact same number of home runs. So let's get this open. But yeah, it's kind of fun opening these old ones. And Stadium Club is always fun because the photos are always just so good in Stadium Club. Frank Thomas, we got a member's choice right off the top there. Nice. That's a Frank Thomas. That's one of the cards I kind of was hoping to open was a Frank Thomas because the Big Hurt was always one of my favorite players that wasn't a Brave. And that card's just really nice looking. So I'm going to have to look and see if any of the cards from this set actually have any value, because these are actually coming out in pretty good condition, honestly. For as beat up as the box was, I honestly wasn't expecting these to look this good. And I was kind of afraid they were going to be bricked and you were going to have a lot of surface damage on the cards. But even though I'm kind of peeling the cards away, they're not really peeling, so it's not really a lot of surface damage happening to the cards. So I mean, we're getting some cards in fairly decent condition. Every now and then you hear that a little bit, but if you really look, like, you don't really see any surface damage from it. I don't really see any damage from where that stuck. So I mean, holding up fairly well for the amount of time that they've set in a box. Like I say, this one, the box was beat up pretty bad, and the didn't have like a seal around it or anything, so kind of was questioning how good the packs were going to be, if the quality of the cards were going to be any good or anything. But the other box that they had for the 93 set, it actually still has its top wrapper on it. It's never been cracked open or anything, so I might get it. And they also had a box of 91 Upper Deck at the shop that had not been opened either. It was still sealed, so I might pick that up as well and do some old stuff, just kind of for fun, for nostalgia, because I used to open all this stuff back in the day, so back before we had YouTube and stuff. So there's another Big Hurt. We got 2 of the Frank Thomases from the Members Club now. All right. So that's pretty cool. We're getting quite a few of the Members Club cards. I was kind of... Now, back in the day, I didn't open boxes a lot. I would buy packs. Now, I would buy some boxes, but I used to set up at card shows when I was a teenager. Even like 10, 11 years old, I would set up at card shows and I would sell. And so like I would get boxes and I would set up at shows and sell packs out of the boxes. And then whatever I didn't sell, I would usually go on and open the packs. And then of course I would keep the Braves and stuff and then sell the other cards. But yeah, so well, we had a little bit of a snafu there, so the video cut off. So let's go back through these still. Jay Bell, Billy Spires, let's see, Jose Uribe. That's only one card. Fred McGriff, nice. We'll put Fred McGriff over here. He's a Hall of Famer and a Brave. Delano DeShields, he was a good player back in the day. There we go. We got a Rogers Clemens on the Members Choice. That's one that we haven't opened yet. So that's another Members Choice to add. Let's see. Rick Honeycutt. He was a good quality pitcher back in the day. Tom Goodwin. He was a Gordon. See, I think his nickname was Flash. I think they called him Flash Gordon, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. These feel a little bit more bricked than some of those other ones, but they're still coming out in decent shape despite the fact that they're kind of trying to stick. All right. So even back in the day, we had the flip problem where cards were flipped every other way. All right, let's go next pack. Darryl Strawberry on the back there. Of course, that one's not going to be a member's choice because it was number 560, and it's the last 10 cards that are actually member's choice ones. So Dave Stewart, he was a good pitcher back in the day. I think he won 3 postseason MVPs. I think that's one of the stats I remember. I think he won like a couple of ALDSs and a World Series MVP. So he won 3 MVPs for postseason. I think Corey Seager might be the only other player. I think he just did that this year. Just made that club. I think that's why I remember hearing that stat. Somebody was talking about him doing it and saying there was only one other. Let's see, so Keith Mitchell is a Brave, so not a Brave that I really remember. Like Darryl Strawberry in a Dodgers uniform. That was definitely not what I was thinking when I saw Darryl Strawberry's name on the back there. I was expecting a Mets uniform, but he did play for the Dodgers. Not for very long, but he did play for the Dodgers, and he also played for the Yankees. So, but that was a few years later when he played for the Yankees. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get through these. All right, we got another member's choice. Steve Avery. Nice. That's cool. I like that. Steve Avery was a really good pitcher for the Braves. If he had not gotten injured, the Braves probably would have won another World Series or two because they would have had an even better starting rotation than they did. I mean, with Glavine, Smoltz, and Maddox, I mean, that was a ridiculous starting rotation. And when Avery was healthy, honestly, he was on trajectory that he could have been a Hall of Famer as well if he had stayed healthy and not gotten injured. There we go. It's a cool Frank Thomas. Yeah, we're going to sleeve that up just because that's a cool looking card. But yeah, Steve Avery was on a trajectory that he could have been a Hall of Famer. The Braves would have had 4 Hall of Famers starting for them for a long time. And I mean, he was a very good pitcher until he got hurt. And that injury just kind of derailed his career. But I actually, when I was a kid, we went to Cincinnati. We used to go up there and watch a lot of games. And we went up there a lot of times when the Braves were in town because it was the closest place for us to go watch a Braves game. And we went up there and saw his first game that he ever pitched. It was his first game of his career. He didn't even make it out of the first inning. Gary Sheffield, he might wind up making the Hall of Fame, and he's a former Brave. But yeah, Avery didn't even make it out of the first inning. He just got shellacked really hard. And after the game, there was a spot in Old Riverfront Stadium where the players would come out of the dugout. Wade Boggs, that's kind of cool. The players would come out of the dugout or out of the dressing rooms and stuff and go get in their cars and leave. And I was waiting down there and everybody was like hollering for all the other players and everything. And it was, of course, his first game. So a lot of people didn't know what he looked like or anything. But I had his draft pick card from Topps and like I'd been looking at it. And so I knew what he looked like. And when he came out, like everybody's yelling at everybody else and he's just walking on by and going towards his car. And I snuck around there were some little concrete pillars that you could, if you were small enough, you could fit through. At the time I was, like 9 years old. So like I slid through there and got around and went to him and asked him for his autograph. And he was just like, you mean you know who I am? And I was like, yeah, you're Steve Avery. And he was like, okay, I will give you my autograph if you don't tell anyone who I am until I leave. And so he gave me his autograph. And when I came back over there, some of the people that were over there were like, "Who is that? Who is that?" And I was like, it was just one of the guys, And once he left, I told him who he was. But yeah, he was like, "I will give you my autograph if you don't tell anyone who I am until I leave," because he just had such a bad debut. But yeah, he went on to be a really good pitcher when he was healthy. And if he had not gotten injured, I would have loved to have seen what the Braves would have done with him, along with Smoltz and Maddox and Glavine, and like that would have just been, I mean, probably the best rotation in the history of the game. If the four of them had stayed healthy and played together for like a 10-year period, you would have probably had 4 Hall of Fame guys off that rotation. But yeah, he was a really good player. If you go back and look at his stats from the years that he was healthy, his stats were just really good. He was on par with the other guys in the rotation. He could hold his own with them. So it was a Don Mattingly card. We're going to set that one to the side. I think I remember seeing something about the Don Mattingly one having a little bit of value from this set for some reason. I don't know. I know this was toward the end of his career, so this might have been his last card as a player. Let's see. Ruben Sierra. That's kind of a cool looking Ruben Sierra card. But yeah, anyway, Steve Avery, yeah, he was a great player. And if you go back and look at his stats, if you didn't watch back in those days and you don't remember him, yeah, he was a really good player that doesn't get the credit that he deserves for how good he was when he was healthy. And like I say, he would have given us another Hall of Fame pitcher in that starting rotation, and our rotation would have been even more stupid than it was. So, let's go Chris Carpenter. All right, so we're going through these fairly quick now. Still having a few that are not wanting to come apart very well, but like I say, they're not leaving a lot of damage, which is cool. So, because a lot of times when they stick, like they peel off some of the image, and it's not a good combination to have the cards sticking and not wanting to come apart. But these are actually not leaving a lot of damage when they are doing that. So we're in pretty good shape on the damage. Let's see, Derek Hall, he was a good player for a while. Let's see, Nick Eds. All right, we haven't had a Member's Choice for a few packs. So, and I say that, and a cow pops up. So we gotta, as soon as I say we haven't had a Member's Choice for a few packs, another one pops up. So probably gonna be another little break. It looks like my camera is trying to do weird things. I don't know what's going on with my camera right now, but there's another Member's Choice, another Jose Canseco. So we got last card of that pack and the first card of this pack are both Member's Choices. So get some more sleeves out. All right, let's get this one sleeved up. That's a good photo of Jose though. So, all right, so I went ahead and cracked open the packs just to kind of make this go a little quicker. And we're going to go through the picture, the cards, and see what all we can find. All right, so we got a John Smoltz. That's a good one. We're trying to see if we can find all of the, one of each of the 10 members clubs that they put in the packs. So there's a lot of players in this that we're not going to be really recognizable to you, more than likely. Heathcliff Slocum, I remember him. Let's see, Ellis Burks, I remember him. Wade Boggs, he was a Hall of Famer. Although isn't really the greatest Wade Boggs photo. I mean, it's like a bunch of people on the team with Wade Boggs in the front right here. I mean, that's not what I would have chosen for a Wade Boggs. If there'd been like a team card, maybe I would have chosen that for like a Red Sox team card or something. But yeah, that wasn't what I would have chosen for a Wade Boggs card. So here's the Don Mattingly again. And we're going to sleeve the Don Mattingly up because, like I said, I think I remember seeing something about the Don Mattingly from this set having some value. And hopefully it will come apart and not be too damaged. I don't think that did a lot to it if it did. But we're going to go ahead and sleeve it up just for good measure. Yeah, some of them are a little more stuck together than others. See, like that, you could hear that peel, and like still there's not really any damage to the card, which is crazy. You'd think you hear that peel like that. Now the corner down here is dinged up, but yeah, you'd think you hear it peel like that. There'd be a lot of damage to the card, but doesn't seem to be being a lot of damage to the cards from it peeling. Jerome Walton, he was a good player back in the day. I remember his rookies at one time were worth some money. So we're just going to kind of go through these, looking for the members' choices more or less. Still haven't seen Ken Griffey Jr. I'm pretty sure I saw his name on the checklist for this series. So be nice to open at least one Ken Griffey Jr. out of all these packs. Haven't seen another members' choice in a little bit. We've got quite a few of the members' choices. We'll go through and look and see which members' choices we have, and then see maybe which ones we're missing. But Gary Sheffield, let's see, we'll set him over here. Do you think Gary Sheffield is going to make the Hall of Fame? That's a good question. I think he's got a decent chance, maybe for the Veterans Committee, because I think he's no longer, I think this was his last year to be on the ballot. So not making it this year, I think means he's off the ballot and he'll have to go to the Veterans Committee. And I think you have to wait a certain amount of time before you go to the Veterans Committee. I think he's got a good shot of making it. I would like to see Andrew Jones make it before he gets off the ballot, because Andrew Jones definitely is worthy of Hall of Fame, in my opinion. I know there are some people who evidently don't think he is, but those people, in my opinion, are wrong. He was the best center fielder pretty much in the history of the game. There's another Frank Thomas. We'll just leave that up. We like the Frank cards. We like these big hurts. I've seen some of the images for the 2023 set, and the big hurt card for the 2023 set is really cool looking too. It's got him holding up a broken bat. It's a pretty sweet looking card. So once I find some of the 2023, I'm going to get it and open it. But until I get it, I actually just got a text message while I was doing this from the shop telling me he still hadn't got it in, because I'd sent him a message to see if maybe he got it today. And he's like, nope, still don't got it. So hopefully we'll get some before too long, and we'll be able to open some 2023 on the channel here. And I would also like to open some 2023 because there's some cards in there that I would like to get. So there's a Dale Murphy card in the set. I've seen that, and so I definitely need to get that Dale Murphy card because Dale Murphy is my favorite player, and I would definitely like to have the Dale Murphy. I don't know if he's got any signatures in the set. If he does, I might have to go for that. But we'll go through these. I think this is probably the better way to do it. I should have opened a couple packs and then paused and went and cracked them all open like this instead of trying to go through the packs one at a time and having to peel them apart. So some of these are peeling apart a little bit easier than other ones, but right now these are coming apart pretty easy. I say that and two cards stick together. But again, we still haven't seen a member's choice in a little bit now. It's been several packs since we saw one of those. There's a Kirby Puckett. We'll set him back over here. All right, let's see. Anybody good? There's Fred McGriff. Well, Shields is always behind him, it seems. Well, a lot of players. John Olerud, he was most notable, in my opinion, for the fact that he wore a batting helmet in the field at first base. And if I'm not mistaken, it was because he'd had some type of like brain surgery or something when he was younger, and had to protect his head a little bit more than the average player. But yeah, he was a good player. Definitely made a couple all-star teams in his career. Let's see. There's another Mark McGwire. We'll see the McGwire up. Alright, let's see. Well, some of those were sticking a little bit. Kevin Appier. Yeah. He is not wanting to come apart from whoever's behind him. Which would be Dave West. I'm not going to bother peeling that one apart. Dan Plesac. Let's see. Yeah. If they don't want to peel apart and I can look and see who's on the back and it's not somebody that I'm interested in, I'm just not going to bother peeling them too much. So let's go through, get some more. Alright, another guy in a Braves uniform. So these were the last couple I set aside a while ago. Oh, there's a member's choice. So, alright, so we did find another member's choice. I think that's the second David Justice that we found. So, I think we're up to about 6 of the 10 members' choices. So, I was guessing we'd probably get around 6 different ones. Not sure which ones we're going to be missing. I know I have a checklist somewhere in here that showed. So, I'll find that one before we do a recap. That was really sticking together there. Alright. See who was on the back. Lou Whitaker. We're not going to bother unsticking those two. Todd Zeal. We're not going to bother unsticking those two. Moises Alou. He was a good player. Let's see. Craig. Let's see who else we got. Those aren't wanting to come apart. Andy Bennis. We're not going to bother. Lance Johnson, Craig Shipley. So, wonder if we're going to find any of the other members' choices that we haven't opened yet. Oh, I see one coming. Yep, we got it. Oh, Cecil Fielder. We already have that one. So, that's one we've already opened, but still. We'll go ahead and sleeve that up. Well, feels like there's something. Yeah, this card's got a little bit of surface damage. I can feel it there. Yeah. I was going to say, when I went to slide in the sleeve, I felt it slide past my fingers. So that one's actually got a little bit of damage on it. This doesn't have up to 600, so that's not the checklist we need to see the members' choice cards. Let's see. So we got several duplicates on the members' choices, but we haven't got all of them, I know. Let's see, Smiley. I remember seeing 2 Braves on the checklist, so we've got both of them. We got Steve Avery and Dave Justice, so that's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind to get another Steve Avery, and then if I ever meet Steve Avery at a convention sometime, I would have him sign one of these cards, because these are really... The Stadium Club cards just have such good images on them that I think they're good cards. If you're wanting to get something signed by a player, I think Stadium Club is a good choice of a card. If you're doing it for your own PC. If you're doing it to try to like turn around and sell, then obviously you want to get a higher profile card like their rookie or what have you. But if you're doing it just to keep it something that you want for your personal collection because it's one of your favorite players or a player from your favorite team and you're not planning on ever selling it, I would recommend getting a Stadium Club card, finding a Stadium Club card of that player that you think just has a really cool image and getting them to sign that, because it's basically like getting them to sign a little 8x10, because these are photo quality that, like, actually back in the day, I think they're actually were printed by Kodak. I think the box, we'll look once we're done, but I think the box actually has the Kodak symbol on it. So I think they're actually printed. They might have actually got the cards printed by Kodak. So, so yeah, they're a really good photo quality card. So we're not going to bother peeling those. Let's see, that's already... So we got one more stack here, and then we'll be done with this box. And we'll check and see how many of the different members clubs we got. Let's see. Gerald Perry. Somebody sticking in the back of him. Okay, there we go. All right, so Keith Mitchell, we'll stick him over here since he's in the Braves uniform. We'll stick the strawberry over there. Oh, okay, so Will the Thrill. I don't remember if we've opened this one or not. This might be a new one. We might have opened it. If we opened it, it was toward the beginning of the packs, and there's a card stuck to the back of it. So it looks like it is the checklist, and it is the checklist that we need. Yep, it's the checklist that we need to check for the Members Club. So we'll set that to the side. Let's go through these last stack here. See if we can find one more Members Choice or Members Club. If we can find one more, that'd be kind of cool, especially if it's like the last, turns out to be the last one that we needed. Sean Dunston. Roberto Kelly. Nice, I remember that name. He was another one that his rookie cards for a while spiked. Everybody thought he was going to be the next big thing. The card on the back, we're not going to bother. All right, let's see. Last few cards here. And then we're gonna see which ones of the member choices that we got. There's a couple more cards. All right, let's see if we can get these last two apart, and we did. So the last card was a Rob Mauer. All right, so I'm gonna pause for a second. All right, so I went through the checklist, and it turns out we did get one of each from 591 all the way to 600, one of each of the member choices. So we got two of the Frank Thomases. We got two of the David Justice. We got a Roger Clemens. We got one Steve Avery, two Cal Ripkins, one Barry Larkin, two Jose Cansecos, two Will Clarks, two Cecil Fielders, and one Ryan Sandberg. So that is the full checklist of the Members' Choice. So if you look, we've got at least one of each of them. So we did get one of each out of the box. That's pretty cool to get one of each of them out of the box. So we actually completed that entire set from this one box. So we also got a few pretty good cards over here. We got Frank Thomas. We got a couple of him. We got a couple of the McGuires, a couple of the Mattingleys and Puckett. We got another Canseco here. And then, of course, we got a Jim Thome and a Bagwell. And, of course, I'll go through and I'll check and see if any of these are in good enough shape that I might actually want to send off to get graded, if they're worth anything. There's a couple of the cards I'll probably get graded just for my personal collection. Like I might want to get one of the Justice, whichever one, and maybe the Avery, just because I collect Braves. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Come back and watch some more videos. We're going to probably do a 1993 Topps Stadium Club Series 1. It will probably be the next video we do, and then hopefully I will have gotten a box of 2023 Topps Stadium Club. But like, share the video, and come back and subscribe, and hopefully you enjoy this. Thanks.